Did you just hear my stomach growl? Hi, welcome to episode 3 of the Lolita Mindful podcast. I'm here right now with this crazy filter on my face, and I thought, well, if I'm going to be visually giving you an experience, it's an inside joke. You'll know if you've listened to episode 2. But anyway, if you would like to also watch this I cannot speak today. If you'd like to watch this podcast, it's on my YouTube channel at kaseyloi. Otherwise, go to lolitamindful.com. Everywhere you go with that information, you will find me. Okay. So I'm so grateful that you are back, and I'm grateful that I am here, and we're going to do this. It has been a crazy week. I have been dealing with, I can't say much, but it's kind of a legal situation. I wish I could tell you, but I cannot. So that's why I look like a crazy. And I thought, no, I've heard enough of it this week. I'm not wearing my headset. We're letting the earlobes fly free. Look at me. Hello. Hi. How are you? I got told today, and a lot of times in my life, that I have a really relaxing voice. I like that. Sorry, gonna quickly fuck with my French. Don't mind me. All right, we're just gonna do the podcast like this. Also, for those of you that are wondering, cheating and bullying, which was my episode 2, there will be a part 2 to that. So stay tuned. I'm gonna have a guest. It's coming. So hold tight. Squeeze those kegels. We're going to do this. On this episode, I will be covering the topics of condescending conversations, your capacity to love, and what was the other one? Hang on a second. Let's bring up the old notepad. Should paying for sex be normal? Now, aside from cultural, religious beliefs, blah, 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 like, I kind of think you should be paid for sex. Now, and I don't mean like being, let's just throw out escort, prostitute, call girl, whatever you want to call it, gigolo, man whore. Let's throw them out. Those labels are gone. They're over there for now. But like, your time and your body and your energy is going into a certain act with someone, just like a service for work, going to your job. You get paid for that, right? So imagine in casual situations, say you're at a club or a festival, or you are at the grocery store and you drop your bag of frozen peas and Joe Blow helps you pick them up, and then you kind of have a twinkle in your eye and you're like, hey, let's I got a van out back. You want to have a little ding on nookie? Like, then in that kind of casual situation, you're like, okay, I feel like without having any type of label, if you choose to casually just be like, I'm kind of struggling, or nah, I'm not struggling, but I would prefer to be paid for my time and energy because my body is a temple and my everything is precious. And to normalize that, like say you're at a club and come back to my hotel. I am staying at Pepper's on the Gold Coast. You bring them back and you have the little conversation before and say, hey, pay up. Cool. All right, let's go. Then Bob's your uncle. That's my outlook on that. I feel like it should be normalized and just not looked down upon if we want to charge for that time. Oh my God, imagine if it was like put out onto Airtasker. Could you imagine? Blonde, busty bombshell looking for a hoot-to-hoot, $29.75 an hour. Or it could be on Craigslist or Gumtree. I don't know, at your local cafe. It's like a brochure sitting by the cash register next to the protein balls and the fucking sugar sachets. So that was just an interesting thought that I had. Do you know what I mean? I know I said I wouldn't say that, but like, do you know what I mean? I get to editing this podcast mostly of just some of the stuff that I don't want to say when I see it in like third person, or a lot of the spaces and gaps. I usually end up there like, fuck, I hate that, or I didn't elaborate here, or oh, there's so many other directions my conversation could have gone. I wish I had someone I could talk to. I'm all alone. No, I'm kidding. I am having the loopiest week. I'm going to be one of those people that are like, is Mars in retrograde? Because, like, I broke a toenail. I'm like, it's so bad. Oh my God. I don't judge you. You do you. You go Glen Coco. But yeah, some things are just not for me. And that's okay. It is okay in life to have things that are not for you. So my next topic will be the capacity to love. You could love someone so much, give so much, and see love as an apple pie, right? You'll be putting all that love forward in the way that you comprehend your love, your version of love, and yet the person receiving it can only get it as a cupcake and not the apple pie that you're putting out there. So your perspective of how much you can love someone and give someone in any relationship or working relationship or scenario is so different to how they receive it and how they take it in. You could be in a relationship with someone and be like, fuck yeah, I love them so hard. We had a really good relationship. It was like this, and that, but they didn't see it like that or feel it like that. For example, I was in a relationship where I was going to marry this person. I was dead set going to marry this person in my head. That for those of you that know me, it's probably no one that you know. Anyway, they were my world. So you loved this person apple pie and thought that if you ever broke up, they would break up with you in apple pie ways and uncouple from each other in an apple pie format. But no, they broke up with you and uncoupled with you and ignored your calls and did all of that stuff in cookie ways. Like, what? And then it blows your mind because you're like, what the hell? I thought we were both understanding of each other. I thought we both loved each other apple crumble version. And you're giving me cookie? Huh? Was I blind? I'm sure I saw apple crumble, but then again there was a red flag of cookie at some point, you know, when you met my parents or when you said so much but the actions showed different. Like, there are so many scenarios. I hope that made sense. Extending from that, people's versions of love are so different from one another. If you haven't already found out about what love languages are, please Google it. They're very interesting. Talk more about that. Hang on a second. Hello? You call. I'm recording a podcast right now. You waste our film. I'm recording right now. Okay, you call me after. Okay, no worry. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Anyway, love languages. Go check it out if you don't know what love languages is. It's amazing. For example, my love language is acts of service. Let me make you a coffee. Let me help you when you're sick. I'll go buy you medication. I'll go get you a blankie. I'll run you a bath. Oh, you're struggling untying your shoelace. Let me help you. Let me do that for you. Or you have a virus on your computer. Let me assist you in how to get rid of it. That love language comes from purpose, wanting purpose and feeling safe. But there's also aspects of just like, I love you. Like, let me take the load off, you know? Used to be affection, physical touch, but not so much anymore. Trust me, I love some physical touch when I'm open for it. More so, I connect on a mental sapio demi level. If you've ever heard of sapiosexual or demisexual, labels, schmables, you know what I mean? If you have ever loved someone a certain way and a certain amount that they may not know how to love you back because they were never taught or emulated a version of love to give you back. They might think they're giving you all this love and you will be receiving in your eyes, in your receiving receptacles of your body, just a grain of rice. But to them, it's a whole building's worth of love. I think with the differences people can have in one another, it takes a lot of communication and understanding of a person, and thinking like, oh no, rather than judging them on not giving you much love, maybe their version of love was huge and you just received it as a grain of rice, and vice versa. Be less judgmental and more patient and open-minded and communicate. Communication's huge. So is trust and letting go. Something I'm preaching. Speaking of letting go, I need to work on that. So a lot of the reason why I came up with this podcast is I wanted to get my knowledge out there and aspects of me that weren't shown to everybody. I don't need approval from everyone. However, I do restrict that 100% of myself to only certain people, which I think is a good balance and good boundaries to have. Not everyone deserves your 100%. However, it's such a safe feeling being able to do a podcast and opening up doors of the self for others to take in, my story, my experiences, my perspectives could be relatable to people. And I bring this up. I brought relatability up in every podcast, but in the podcast, I always bring up these stories in every podcast. And I just hope that people are relating to what I'm talking about, because I feel like if you can help one person, you can help them all. Because one person turns into 2 and turns into 3 and 4. Why do I talk so fast when I'm doing this accent? I don't know why I talk fast. Anyway, so if you ever thought of doing a podcast because you want to help people, do it. Because I guarantee you when you're doing that, you're going to help yourself too. It's a win-win situation. Because it's like meditating, only you're verbally doing it. It's obviously not your subconscious, or maybe it is a bit of your subconscious. It could be both. It's like locking in and processing a lot of your own thoughts and beliefs. You're just saying them out loud. Wow, that was a lot. Just need to take a breath. A breath? When you have break and breath in one, I need to take a breath. Everyone, let's take a moment right now to take a breath. Ready? Release the tension of your day. Relax your bowels and your mind. Moving swiftly on to our next topic of discussion. So the next topic that I did want to bring up, which is a really strange thing that happened to me, condescending conversations. I think we've all been there and experienced it. Look, everyone says that situation in front of you is just a projection of your own trauma. I get it. I really do. It's a mirror of yourself, and whatever they say or whatever the scenario triggers for you is just a mirror, an area of you needing to work on yourself. I get it. And if you haven't heard, that's kind of what the fad is. Well, it's not even a fad. It's probably true. Anyway, I had a conversation with someone I'd never met before, and it triggered me to the point where I'm still thinking about it, and I'm thinking, why did it piss me off? So I've been waking up lately a lot earlier than normal, 7:30 to be exact. I'm pretty proud of that. I'm proud of that. And someone dismissed that, and I'll tell you why. So I met this new person. I'm like, oh, I'm so tired. Like I yawned, and this is literally the first conversation we'd ever had. And I thought, oh, just break the ice with something relatable. I'm sure someone out there in the world's tired too, And this person was like, oh, you're tired. Why are you tired? What time do you usually wake up? I was like, oh, well, usually it's like 9 or 10, but as of lately it's like 7:30 a.m. And they're like, I wake up at 4, try that. I was like, oh, okay. Do you jog or something in the morning? They're like, no, I meditate. And I was like, okay, cool. Nice. The pride I had of myself waking up earlier than normal was completely shut down. I felt like pretty pissed off, like that this like narcissistic style comment was just thrown at me by someone I'd never met. Not that I need an external source to be proud of me, still annoyed me how they approached the conversation. In saying that, it probably I do need that external validation, that like little pat on the back, like good for you. Wake up early and you're exercising and oh, you're making a good decision to eat well and a good decision to do this and a good decision to do that. I wasn't searching. I just wanted to connect with someone new on a topic that was relatable. Being tired. Me waking up at 7:30 wasn't good enough still. Like, not good enough still. Like I have to wake up at 4 a.m. Is this like a one-up thing? Do I have to one-up everyone? Well, fuck, I might as well not sleep at all and be like, yeah, I've run off no fucking sleep. I'm getting shit done. Yeah. I don't need to do that. I don't need to one-up anyone. It was like this person was ready to be in battle with me straight away. Like, buddy, I don't want to battle you. Was as if they wanted someone to feel proud of them for waking up that early, be noticed and acknowledged. And how small do you have to feel on the inside to literally opening conversation, building rapport with a new person, gloat about how early you wake up and it's earlier than them, earlier than me. They must want external validation too about how early they wake up, and felt the need to put me down in some sort of way. Or maybe that's just my perspective. I felt put down and maybe they were just being like, oh, well, that's not early. I actually wake up at 4. So yeah, but I felt like my tiredness was invalidated. I think that's what I'm trying to get across. And you know what? Potentially we had the exact same thing that we were not searching for, but had within us, is wanting pat on the back, like, good for you. You're waking up at 4 meditating and I'm waking up at 7:30 getting my shit together. Gold star for you. Interesting and probably relatable again for a lot of you out there. I'm sorry, I just lost my train of thought, so I had to cut. I'm exposing myself. I'm exposing myself. Now, I was driving the other night and noticed this sign on the road and I was like, oh my God, do you know what I really appreciate in this weird world? The speed signs, when you approach them, they're digitalized, and after you approach them and go to pass, they show the speed that you're going and then followed by a little smiley face. I really fucking appreciate that smiley face. I know some of my listeners are in America and other countries, but mostly in Australia. If you're Australian and you appreciate that smiley face, I love you. That smiley face, I hope it never gets phased out in the future. I was thinking, fuck, thank you for telling me my speed. I really like the smiley face. Even if it's like you're a little bit over and you're speeding a little bit, like I appreciate that emoji. It's the simple, small things in life. I think the smiley face is valid enough for Weird World. Now, I was on the phone to my bank and I swear there were so many people trying to call them all at the same time. Tell me something new. The hold music was playing for, it felt like 2 hours. I then had the hold music in my head that night, the next day, and today. It's been like, what, 3 days, and it goes a little something like this. Earworm approaching. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Now, for copyright reasons, I had to do it like that rather than actually playing it. Fuck you, hold music, because you're still in my head. I hate this world. It's weird and it's brainwashing, and this is why we're a little cuckoo on this episode, but that's okay. There are some times in the month when the moon is in retrograde and we just get a little bit crazy. It's okay. Do you know who I feel like I sound like sometimes when I do that voice? Anna Ferris. Barbie, don't let go. No, she's down the well. She's just a little girl. Brenda. Anyway, so the last topic in the Weird World segment is when you're arriving somewhere, driving in your car, and you're needing just a moment to yourself. It could be applying your lipstick, fixing your hair, finishing your breakfast, or cleaning something up, or rubbing a stain off your shirt. Just, you need a fucking moment to breathe. You could have had anxiety. You could be in a rush, but you're just saving like 30 seconds just to yourself alone, right? And you don't have tinted windows. And you will park like a street away from your location that you're supposed to be at, just so no one's around to judge you or to come out and bother you or anything like that. Yeah, I do that all the time. Like, I will park a street away or stop somewhere and just adjust, fix, do what I got to do, take a breath. Then I'll go and park and be like, hey, like, fresh, we ready. But inside I'm like, recently this thing happened where I didn't do that. I was running late and I didn't do that. So here I am rocking up to this place, trying to squeeze out a moment to just adjust, do some things. And I look to my right and there's like someone standing there like, hi, Kasey. And you know exactly who you are. I was like, no, damn it, I should have parked somewhere else. And they're just like, you know, the person will be waiting for you to get out the car, or they start talking to you straight away, and then you get distracted and you don't do what you need to do, or you don't have the time because you didn't make the time because you were potentially late. And yeah, you just needed that fucking moment. It's too much. It's just too much. And another one is like, you know, you park out the front of a house and their lounge room windows or bedroom windows can literally see you inside your car. So you're not going to do the things you need to do because in the back of your mind, they could be there watching you or standing at the door ready to greet you, or just seeing you in your car about to come out. I just get conscious of that. I'm like, no, like, don't watch me pick something out of my tooth or adjust my boobs in my bra and stuff like that. So I really like to just kick back before I arrive. And being on that side of the spectrum, being the person in the car arriving somewhere, and I've also been on the other side where I'm the person in the window or at the door, like watching like my friend or the person arrive, and I'm like, what are you doing? If I don't know them, I'm just like private investigator, sussing them, and if they're a friend, I'm just like anticipating their arrival. Weird fucking world. Anywhoosies, that is all for episode 3 of this podcast. Holy shit, this has gone fast. With episode 2, I was speaking about cheating and bullying. There will be another episode following up with that as a part 2, coming up with a guest. So please stay tuned for that, where I will elaborate and we'll go into it a lot deeper. So thank you for watching. Please stay tuned. I hope you enjoyed. Like, share, comment, subscribe, whatever platform you're on. Please do all the things. My website is kaseyloi.com, as well as this podcast. So this podcast can be found at lolitamindful.com. Thank you for listening / watching. I'm going to go now and retire my loins. Much love. Appreciate you, and I'll see you next time.